Hey guys, welcome back to my video. And one of the first videos, believe it or not, that I've ever made for this channel was this one. I know I didn't upload it first, but it was because when I started my YouTube channel, obviously I knew I was going to have to create a logo, and I wanted something personalized, but I didn't have like a ton of money to spend just starting out. So I'm like, well, as an artist, I probably can, make something that my audience can relate to and that fits along with my name. Since I chose the name Drawing Dino, I wanted to have a dinosaur who has like a paintbrush sticking out of his mouth because I thought that was kind of funny. Although I'm making this dinosaur cartoony, I do want its teeth to look more on the side of realistic, especially as it's chewing down on the pencil or paintbrush that it's holding, because I think that effect really gives some depth to this drawing. And I'm using obviously reference images to create this drawing, but the only problem is that with dinosaurs, no one has seen them alive, so there's no actual footages of them. We only have fossils available to us, and so the modern day images that we see are just people's interpretation of what they could have looked like. No one actually knows. So I'm using someone's rendition to create my own drawing. So of course there's going to be distortions, but no one can say I'm wrong because you haven't seen it. When creating the brush, I ended up using a ruler to get a crisp edge, and although I'll change the head of the brush a couple of times, I keep the body basically the same from this point on. Believe it or not, this is my actual second go around at trying to make a logo. The first logo I created, I'll insert a picture here, it had the dinosaur and it had it drawing, but the only problem was it was too big, because I didn't realize that the dimensions for the logo were 800 by 800. So when I took the picture, it was obviously larger than this, so not enough could fit in it where it makes sense. So I had to start over, unfortunately, but then this allowed you guys to come along with me for this journey, and I think it turned out better than the first video / logo that I made. So I'm actually happy that I did have to go through the pain of making another logo, because it really turned out nice, as you can see from the little logo icon when you click on my YouTube channel. So before you jump into creating your own logo, be sure to check out the actual size that you're able to draw in so that you won't waste your time like I did. Also, remember not to draw anything too elaborate like I first did, because it is scaled down and you want it to be able to be easily recognized and seen in a small version. If you're wondering about the dinosaur that I ended up stylizing mine on, I ended up choosing the T-Rex because I feel like that's the most universally known dinosaur. Like when you think of dinosaur, people think of T-Rex, and it just looks kind of goofy, which I kind of think my channel is going to be just a little goofy, a little quirky, and so I think the T-Rex fits what I'm going for the best. Also, he's not really holding it in his arms, and if he had long arms, I think it would just look unnatural if there were just nothing there. So since he has short arms, it makes sense that the the paintbrush is in his mouth. The teeth have given me problem all throughout this drawing, but here I am trying to elongate the teeth to really push the boundaries on his ferocious look. Now, he didn't look too ferocious. I don't want to scare the children or send you home with nightmares, but he's not like a cute little bunny. He is ferocious, so that is what I want my dinosaur to really represent. And he's really gripping on to the paintbrush with his teeth, so they need to be nice, long, and really be a focal point of the drawing. As you can see, I'm going back in yet again, because I'm like, these teeth must be right. It'll be the end of me, but I will do it right. I will do it justice. So really hoping I can turn out a good look for you guys. I got so wrapped up in my talk about the teeth that I just completely skipped over how I got rid of his like little talons or nails, whatever you want to call them, on his arms. And I'm like, why did I do that? Like, it looks so cute, so like such a bad boy. Like, that was such a good inclusion, and I just got rid of it. But I think it does make it look a little more friendlier, especially now they've changed the teeth so they're not as sharp. So I guess, what do you prefer? But I wish I would have kept it in. It didn't make it into the final logo, as you can see, so it is what it is. Now it's a little more comedic. It kind of looks like a stub. He looks like the kind of dinosaur that say "rawr" to try and scare people, but people would just laugh. But you know, it's cute. I'll go for it. I'll keep it apparently. To show that watercolor and like painting will be big on my channel, I'm trying to include a brush. I think the brush that I have currently looks like a makeup brush, which is obviously not what's going to be on my channel. So I decided I gotta get rid of that and make it look more like a watercolor brush. And I just add more lines to it, which I hope makes it look like that. So it's a little less soft because you're not using it on your face, so it doesn't have to be that soft. In the end, the top of it kind of looks like pencil shavings. You know what I mean? Like those little zigzags that you see when you shave your pencil. That's so funny to me. It actually cracks me up quite a bit. As you can see with the logo I'm currently using, it has color. So the time has finally come where I can use watercolor to really bring to life this logo that I have created. And I'm using blue. It's one of my favorite colors, and although I haven't seen a blue T-Rex, I just thought it should incorporate what I like most, and blue makes me happy. I know some people think blue is sadness, but I don't. I just think that's the wrong way to look at blue. It's so serene. The sky is blue. It's peaceful. It's calm. Those are the things I'm really trying to encapsulate in this drawing of the dinosaur. As you can see, the left edge is more saturated with pigment than the rest, and that's because I did not use enough water when I dipped it into the tin of blue. So obviously I dropped that dot on the rest of the image so it looks less pigmented. So as you see me here, I'm dapping my paintbrush into the spot and then putting it onto the towel, and that's why you can see that little like marked edge, because it had more water and like pigment than the rest, so it dried it unevenly. But I ended up covering it up with some shadows so you can't really see it, and I did end up adding the purple off camera because the battery died, so that's unfortunate. But you'll see the rest of the shading is actually done where you guys can see it and enjoy. Every now and then I do like to switch up the angle at which I show you guys my drawing, because I think it just gives some character to the piece. Just definitely tell me down below if you'd rather have it looking as if you're in my perspective, or you would like to see the different angles to really get a clear image. And this is a zoomed in image, but when I'm drawing it, my face is pretty close to the canvas. Well, it's really not a canvas, but it's a sketchbook, whatever, believe it or not. Personally, I think this dino is really cute because to me it looks like it's smiling, and I know some people are like, oh, animals don't smile, it's just all in your head, that's not really how they feel or whatever, you're just attributing your emotions onto them. And if your pets don't smile or don't love interacting with you, just say that. But personally, my pets and my dinos, they're smiling, they're having a good time, we're loving each other's company, you know what I mean? The girls that get it is all I'm gonna say with that. So I'm pretty much done with the body. I'm just going in adding the few final touches to the face, as you can see around the eye and what I think as the eyebrow, adding in some more details there, and then going into the paintbrush to give that some more character. Now you're probably wondering why I've added the circle behind the dinosaur, and that's just to really keep it in frame into what size YouTube allows the logos to be, because I did it once before and it was too large, and so this circle allowed me to create something small enough that would fit into YouTube's logo dimensions. I would definitely suggest that before you go start creating your logo, you make sure to take a photo and pretend as if you're going to upload it to YouTube's logo before, to make sure that what you've created isn't too big to fit in, because when it's scaled down you still want your viewers to be able to recognize your image or drawing without it being like too detailed and it gets lost when it's squeezed down to size. So for the last details, I end up using red for the mouth, and I shaded the bottom of the mouth with black. I really should have just used a darker red, but I didn't think about it at the time. So it's black, but you can tell like that's the bottom of the mouth and where the there's less light because the top lip or whatever is covering it. One of the last details that I added that I really thought tied this piece together was a swirl, as if the dinosaur had painted on the canvas itself. That's why you'll see me adding pink to the actual paintbrush. I use highlighter with this because I wanted it to be like, oh, it's a different medium. I wanted you to be able to tell, because in theory the paint should look different from how the dinosaur looks because it's watercolor. So guys, here's a final look at the drawing. I'm giving you a close-up. Hope you like the finishing details, and join me back next week for an amazing video. Bye.